The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Race fans, get ready for Chase to the Checkered. Sunshine on a Saturday. We'd forgotten what it was like. And just like the weather, the racing heated up. Paint was traded. Sparks were flying. Fenders were bent. And would somebody get that lawnmower off the track? If you're feeling woozy, have a seat, because Chase to the Checkered starts now.
My name is Tony, and I'm from Trafford, Pennsylvania. Race fans, start your engines.
Welcome back, race fans, to Chase to the Checkered. First up on this week's C2C, highlights from the twin features of the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks. In race 1, Somerset's Josh Kokenauer in the number 20 rifled out with the early race lead. But number 8 Marion Reno Jr. made Kokenauer stay at the front, a short one, as he passed him a lap later. Soon, number 97 Jason Lasky slipped under Kokenauer for the second place spot. By lap 7, Lasky had caught up to Reno and jumped by him, moving into the lead. Soon, points leader number 96 Todd Price came up on Reno, passed him, and sent the number 8 to third. Lasky was able to open up a huge, and I mean huge, lead over Price and the rest of the Pro Truck pack. He would ride that lead all the way to victory lane. Jason Lasky won the first of 2 features of the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks. This was the 3rd win in 7 feature races for the Jennerstown driver.
It can get hard not to keep your concentration. You just got to focus and stay with your marks and keep hitting it. Turn 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lap after lap. Yeah, I'd rather be behind somebody and then make a move with 5 to go, but I'll take it any way I can get it.
Lasky was followed by Todd Price, Marion Reno Jr., Adam Kostelnik, and Josh Kokenauer in race 1. Now, under the lights for race 2 of the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks. Number 8, Marion Reno Jr. shot out with the lead, leaving number 96 Todd Price and number 60 Adam Kostelnik to fight for second. Price would get by Kostelnik, taking the second place spot. A few laps later, number 97 Jason Lasky left number 60 Adam Kostelnik in his dust as he captured the 3rd place position. With 3 laps to go, Price was nipping at Reno's heels, but Lasky was right behind Price, keeping him busy. Reno used this to his advantage and went on to win race 2. This was the 2nd win of 2003 for White Oak's Marion Reno Jr.
It's a great race. I really didn't think we had a chance to win, but Todd wasn't too good tonight, and Jason, I guess, slacked off a little bit from the first one because he was really quick on the first one.
We tightened the chassis up some for the night race. We needed to go just a hair more, and we're just a little bit off. I got under once and just couldn't make it work.
The second feature of the truck just wasn't as good as the Reno and Todd Price. We gave it all we had, and some nights you just got to race what you got. If we got a 3rd place truck, I'll settle for that. We're home in 1 piece, 1 win, 1 third. That's a good weekend.
Reno, Price, and Lasky were followed by Josh Kokenauer and Eugene Ciferno in the top 5 finishers of race 2. In the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks point standings, Todd Price's dual top 5 finishes helped to keep him on top. Jason Lasky and Marion Reno Jr. are not far behind in 2nd and 3rd. Josh Kokenauer and Adam Kostelnik round out the top 5 in points. At Jennerstown Speedway last Saturday, Johnstown radio station Key95 was holding a contest in which 15 race fans were chosen to participate. A small amount of gasoline was put into this lawn tractor. whichever fan this tractor stalled in front of won the tractor. Maybe we better stop back later to see who won. In the meantime, let's see if you can make the connection. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com, the ultimate place to meet race fans. Who was the first ever Pro Truck Division champion at Jennerstown Speedway? Was it Marion Reno Jr., Aaron Will, Brian Thomas, or Todd Price? We'll have the answer and so much more on Chase to the Checkered. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors. Race fans, welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Buckle up, it's time for the Jennerstown Speedway Street Stock feature. Number 75, June Wyant, shot out from the outside of row 1 to take the early race lead while a battle for second through fifth raged on. Number 74, Jason Holder, looked to make it 3 wide into turn 1, but thought better and backed off. Number 0, Dick Colarusso, was tucked back in 5th, but here he goes low and gets by number 99, Jason Fritz, for 4th. And then by number 74, Jason Holder, for 3rd a second later. A few laps later, number 76, Billy Mossdaller, would put up a good fight, but he got loose coming out of turn 4, and Colarusso got by him for 2nd. 4 laps later, Colarusso was on the bumper of leader number 75, June Wyant. Wyant would hold him off for 2 more laps, but Dink hit the throttle and shot by, taking the lead on lap 14. With no cautions to slow him down, Dink Colarusso extended his lead and went on to win the Jennerstown Speedway Street Stock feature. This was the 7th win in 8 feature races for West Mifflin's Dink Colarusso.
I'd like to give June and Billy Mossdaller my hats off. Billy made me go to the outside, and he gave me a lot of room to run them out there. And I know I've been beating on these guys as far as beating them week in and week out, but these guys are true competitors up here because they're racing me nice and clean. That's real good sportsmen in our division.
Dink's hard guy to win again. You know, he's good. He's smooth. He's fast.
Give him plenty of room on the outside, and you know, I like to run a clean race. We start tightening this car up, we'll be a lot better next week.
Colarusso, Wyant, and Mossdaller were followed by Roger Onstad and Jeff Petrini in the top 5 feature finishers. The win enables Dink Colarusso to extend his lead over Roger Onstad by 20 points in the Street Stock Division point standings. Jason Holder, Billy Mossdaller, and Josh Dunmeyer round out the top 5 in the points. In the men's enduro feature at Jennerstown Speedway, Johnstown's Patrick Parlock took home the win.
No, I'll tell you what, those guys are pounding pretty hard out there. That was a tough one, getting through and following those guys through.
Parlock was followed by Gregory Lohr, Bob Eastman, Jim Biss, and Larry Miller in the top 5 feature finishers. Okay, has anyone won the tractor yet? No? Okay, let's move on to the Jennerstown Speedway Charger Division. Number 27, Greg Preisner, took off with the lead when the green fell. A lap later, number 74, Phil Grubbs, gets by number 19, Scott Bowman, for 2nd. Number 02, Mike Stevens, and number 24, Chantal Germick follow right behind. In turn 4, Mike Stevens almost loses it. He keeps it together, but loses his position to a pouncing Chantal Germick. On lap 9, Phil Grubbs was right on Greg Preisner's bumper. But Grubbs slows. Chantal Germick rockets by, taking the 2nd place position. With 2 laps to go, Germick was within 2 car lengths of the leader. But number 50, Jeff Giles, was in the wall on the front stretch.
When I came out of the 4th corner, it pushed up on me, and my quarter panel caught the fender. I think it was number 5 I hit, and it pushed me around. I tried correcting it, and I guess just overcorrected right into the wall.
This meant a green-white checkered finish was coming up. The number 27 shot out with the lead on the restart, leaving Germick to fight with number 74 Phil Grubbs for second. While they stayed occupied, Greg Praisner ran off with a victory in the Jennerstown Speedway Chargers. This was Praisner's third win of 2003 at Jennerstown.
The car felt really good, but it seemed like after the tires cooled down there at the end, it was a little loose on me there, and I was kind of fighting it for the last 2 laps. I was kind of gingering it through the corner, but just enough to make sure Chantel stayed behind me, that's all.
It went great. I mean, I came from 6th all the way up to 2nd. Haas got a little loose coming off of 2, and he went high, and I thought a caution came out because it looked like he slammed on his brakes. I slid right underneath of him, but Greg's a tough one to pass.
That was driver error is what it was. I ride with Warren between the roll cage and the seat, pulled me up in the seat. The switch error shut it off there also. Then we sort of bumped the switch and thought it blowed up. I reached down and grabbed the switch and pulled it up, and by then she got underneath me, and it was just try to hurry up and stay where we was at.
Mike Stevens and Scott Bowman round out the top 5 feature finishers. Chantal Germick holds on to a 10-point lead over Greg Praisner. Phil Grubbs, Mike Stevens, and Rick Phillips round out the top 5. Coming up on Chase to the Checkered, we've got the highlights from the Jennerstown Speedway Modifieds, the PA Legacy Series, and the Rolling Rock Lake models. Anyone for the tractor? Not yet, huh? Okay, let's see if you've made the connection yet. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com, the ultimate place to meet race fans. Who was the first ever Pro Truck Division champ at Jennerstown Speedway? Was it Marion Reno Jr., Aaron Will, Brian Thomas, or Todd Price? We'll have the answer and so much more to hopefully include a tractor winner coming up on Chase to the Checkered. Race fans, welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Now let's see if you've made the connection. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com, the ultimate place to meet race fans. Who was the first ever Pro Truck Division champion at Jennerstown Speedway? Was it Marion Reno Jr., Aaron Will, Brian Thomas, or Todd Price? While Marion Reno Jr., Aaron Will, and Todd Price are all Pro Truck Division past champions, Brian Thomas was the first to wear the crown. In 1999, Thomas was the Pro Truck champ in its first year of racing as its own division at the Laurel Highlands Oval. Let's check back to see if anyone's won that tractor yet. Still running? Man. Okay, let's get back to the highlights. Next up, the Jennerstown Speedway Modifieds. Number 1, Mike Bacalon took the Stars and Stripes out to the front at the start of the feature. The field battled door to door for 2nd through 5th. On the front stretch, number 31, Matt Smith connected with number 15, George Nicola, and went hard into the turn 1 wall. The Jennerstown Volunteer Fire Department safety crew was on the scene in seconds to tend to Smith. Smith was taken to Conemaugh Medical Center for observation. He was released soon thereafter with no injuries. On the restart, number 1, Mike Bacalon, and number 15, George Nicola were door to door. But their fight would be delayed since number 77, Brian Stevenson, and number 42, Jason Bush, were spun in turns 3 and 4, bringing out the caution. When the green fell, number 1, Mike Bacalon, got by Nicola and resumed his lead. Number 60, Bob Bench Jr., followed right behind. Bob Bench Jr. was in hot pursuit of Bacalon. Here he tries to go low. The 2 cars touch, but Bacalon keeps the handle. The next lap, Bench tries to go high for the pass, but Bacalon stays on the gas and keeps number 60 behind him. Number 37, Paul Urso, came up to challenge Bench for 2nd. Urso got by, taking the position as they crossed the start-finish line. Bacalon would have Urso on his bumper for the rest of the race. but that was as close as the number 37 would get to the front. Mike Bacalon held on and won the modified feature at Jennerstown Speedway. This was the second win of 2003 for the North for Sales driver.
It was a tough race, and you know what? They did bang me a couple times, but at least once they hit me, they got off me, let me correct it, and go on. So, I like to at least thank them for letting go of me anyway.
I tried as hard as I could. Mike ran real clean. I actually got into him once. I gave him a little room to collect himself because I don't want to win that way. But yeah, ran a great race, nothing I can say.
Bacalon was followed by Paul Urso, Bob Bentz Jr., George Nicola, and Jason Bush in the top 5 modified feature finishers. In the point standings, Mike Bacalon retains his lead. Paul Urso, Matt Smith, Jason Bush, and Bob Bentz Jr. round out the top 5 in the modified points. Any luck with the tractor? Man, how much gas did they put in that thing? Oh, on to the PA Legacy Series highlights. As number 70 PJ Ehrlich and number 24 Jamie Volkovac battle for the front spot on the first lap, number 59 Kyle Martell and number 0 Kep Causer sandwich number 17 Dave Holder going into turn 3. That's close racing. After a 2-lap battle, number 24 Jamie Volkovac took the lead ahead of number 70 PJ Ehrlich. Just past the race's midway point, the lapped car of number 12 Andrew Wiley almost takes out second place PJ Ehrlich. With 3 laps to go, number 70 PJ Ehrlich has slipped ahead of number 24 Jamie Volkovac. As they come through turn 4, number 59 Kyle Martell and Volkovac make contact. Volkovac held it together, but number 4 Brett Boyer slipped by her, sending her to 4th. This gave PJ Ehrlich the lead, and he went on to win the PA Legacy Series feature at Jennerstown. This was Ehrlich's 3rd feature win at Jennerstown Speedway in 2003.
I was just waiting for Jamie to finally do a little slip up, and she did come out of 2 that one time, took advantage of it and got inside of her. Just had enough there at the end.
Yeah, it was hard. My car was a little pushing coming up off the corner, and it was hard for me to keep it down low and try not to get into her and stuff, but I had to run hard in the corner and stick it and try to follow PJ through.
Ehrlich and Martell were followed by Brett Boyer, Jamie Volkovac, and Rick Boyer in the top 5 feature finishers. Jamie Volkovac, who refused to go on camera, holds a 2-point lead over Rick Boyer in the PA Legacy Series point standings. PJ Ehrlich, Brett Boyer, and Kyle Martell round out the top 5 in points. Okay, enough with the tractor already. Could we please have a winner? After 45 agonizing minutes, the tractor finally stopped in front of Kevin Luther of Duncansville. Congratulations, Kevin. Now, on to something a bit faster. The Rolling Rock late models. Number 1, Chuck Kessler started on the pole next to number 60, Tommy Beck. Kessler took the front spot a lap later and led the first 20 laps of the feature. But a caution involving number 69, Chris Lester, and number 38, Billy Dixon, would bunch everyone back up on lap 20. Number 60, Tommy Beck, would take the lead on the restart, but he would lose it when his car came to a stop in turn 4 on lap 29.
Yeah, I got out front and the car started to pull away and started to pick up a push in the middle of the corner, and I could tell the tire was going down and thought maybe it would just stay. It kept getting a little worse, and I went in the corner and twitched on me. I had to come in.
Number 75, Barry Audi, and number 98, Neil Brown, were once again on the front row for the restart. While Audi led a few laps, the Silver Bullet seemed unstoppable as Neil Brown took the lead. Brown would hold on to the lead and go on to win the 50-lap feature of the Rolling Rock Late Model. This was the 4th win in 7 feature races for the Acme PA driver.
We came here and the water pump come out of our regular car. This is our backup car. And I think I'm going to run the backup car.
We had a couple misfortunes there, and I was in the wrong line a few times and had to run them down. Myself and Barry and Neil, I think we're pretty much even in the race, but It seemed like they were all three of us were tight in the middle and a little loose off.
We were going good. I couldn't even believe we got in the lead with the way the car was running. Because once that header pipe broke off, the motor just didn't run, very good at all. We got in the lead. I'm like, boy, maybe we can pull this off anyhow. But I figured once Neil and them got by me, I was done.
Brown, Henry, and Audie were followed by Chucky Kessler and Mark Catone in the top 5 feature finishers. In the Rolling Rock Late Model Division point standings, the win helps to keep Neil Brown in the top spot. He's now 22 points ahead of second place Barry Audie. Bobby Henry, Mark Catone, and Jamie Bolkebeck round out the top 5 in points. His win also puts Neil Brown on top of the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series Northeastern Feature Division standings. All eyes are on the Silver Bullet to see if he can bring the championship to the Laurel Highlands Oval in 2003. Coming up tonight at Jennerstown Speedway, it's Fireworks Night. Adult admission is just $10. Kids 12 and under get in for free. I'm Steve Richard, and thanks for watching Chase to the Checkered. Have a happy and safe Independence Day weekend. We'll see you next week on Chase to the Checkered. But we hope to see you tonight and every Saturday night at Jennerstown Speedway.